Last year, Netflix announced their limited series Echoes, a psychological thriller led by Michelle Monaghan. The 7-episode series follows a set of twins who become entangled in a mystery. Leanie and Gina McCleary are two identical twin sisters who swap lives and share everything they own, including their spouses, in Vanessa Gazy's horror series Echoes on Netflix. The lives of the two sisters are turned upside down when one of them vanishes, leaving the other sister to handle the difficulties that result from the disappearance. The captivating series, which stars Michelle Monaghan as Leanie and Gina, explores the human psyche, relationships, and emotional limits. The twin sisters' lives undergo various surprising events at the show's conclusion, leaving the audience with many unanswered questions. Echoes starts with Gina's disappearance. Gina had been residing at Mount Echo under the guise of Leanie, along with Leanie's husband Jack Beck and daughter Mathilda Maddie Beck. Sheriff Louise Floss directs the investigation, but neither search party members nor police officers are able to turn up any leads surrounding her abduction. Leanie, who has been residing in Los Angeles under the alias Gina and sharing a home with Gina's husband Charlie Davenport, travels to Mount Echo in search of her lost sister. She visits a cave that is significant to them only to learn that her sister had plotted the abduction. Leanie changes her appearance to appear as the missing herself. When Leanie looks into Gina's absence, she learns that her sister has a relationship with Dylan Thomas. Additionally, she is made to perform as both herself and Gina in front of her relatives, including Victor and Claudia McCleary, their father, and Charlie, Gina's husband. Sheriff Floss is also looking into a case involving a burned-down chapel and a murder that took place there. In order to prevent the truth behind the photos from being revealed, Gina sends Leanie images of the same church and a dead body discovered inside. She also requests financial assistance. Leanie finally learns that Gina wants the cash so she may go away with Dylan. Dylan is soon discovered dead. Gina plants the murder weapon in Leanie's car for her to get arrested. Leanie attempts to blame Gina for the church homicide when Floss arrests her, which leads to Gina's arrest as well. After Floss mentions the ambiguity in the lives of the two sisters, Gina reveals that she and Leanie have been switching lives. Gina lost her pregnancy in flashback scenes. Leanie suggested that they switch places in order for Gina to take care of Maddie, her kid. Gina agreed to the same, and the sisters began to switch places every year. Leanie and Gina must be released by Floss because she is unable to positively identify them separately. Gina visits Victor, who is ailing, and on his last days. He confesses to killing the sisters' mother Maria McCleary just before he passes away. When Leanie gets there, she discovers her father has passed away. Gina confronts her sister for killing Dylan, to which she responds that she didn't mean to. The house catches fire as they are squabbling. Leanie follows her sister Gina as she flees from her. After escaping from the burning house and Leanie, Gina runs away to the nearby river. Leanie meets her at the place and tries to persuade her to not run away from her again. Astounding Leanie, Gina jumps from the top of the waterfall. Floss and other officers lead the search party under the assumption that she has died. But they fail to find a dead body to confirm that Gina is dead. She must have survived the fall and disappeared to escape from her sister's vicious realm of control. If she has really died, it is unlikely that her body doesn't get discovered. As far as Gina is concerned, the only way she can live an independent life is by living far away from Leanie. When Leanie attempts to disappear, an employee at an airport tells her that she had met someone who looks exactly like her. The person can actually be Gina, who wants to escape not only Leanie, but also the cases Floss may charge her with if she has stayed in Mount Echo. After suffering Leanie's tyranny, Dylan's death, and another miscarriage, Gina will not want to spend the rest of her life in prison. As someone who has already suffered enough, Gina deserves to spend the rest of her life independently. Gina's purpose to hide from those who know her, the absence of a dead body, and the statements of the airport employee all support the notion that she is alive rather than dead. A few days after Gina vanished, Charlie releases a book about the twin sisters. During a Q&A session at the bookstall, a person in disguise who appears to be Gina, Leanie, asks Charlie whether Gina's body has been found. Gina might be that individual, which further suggests that she is probably still alive. When Charlie gets to his house, after meeting the anonymous person, he only runs across one of the twin sisters. She refuses to identify herself when Charlie inquires as to whether she is Gina or Leanie. Leanie may be the suspect, particularly in light of Charlie's admission to her of his feelings for her. Leanie is aware that she cannot go back to Mount Echo because Floss will make every effort to get her arrested and charged with various offenses. Without knowing the truth about her father's passing, Jack might only perceive her as the murderer of her own father Victor. Leanie thinks that her union with Jack is irreparably broken. As a result, Charlie might meet Leanie at his home. Her final chance for a promising future may have been his feelings for her. Charlie can accept Gina into his life without worrying about whether she is his wife or her sister, since he loves both Gina and Leanie equally. In that situation, they might get together. It's possible that the individual is Gina, though. She hints that she may be Gina by telling Charlie that she has a number of things to settle with him after first meeting him. Despite the fact that Charlie is Gina's husband and is aware of the sister-swapping arrangement, he has voluntarily taken Leanie into his life. If the woman is Gina, she must have come back to face her husband about his love for Leanie and their purposeful sexual relationship. She must also be thinking that Charlie should not have allowed Leanie to be his other half every alternate year after discovering the truth, as this would have prevented a number of horrible events from occurring in their lives. Victor says to Gina, just before he passes away, that Maria was the reason he killed her. Maria had little possibility of recovery because of her terminal illness. As soon as she realized there was nothing left for her to hold onto, she accepted death. Maria was thrilled to see the same in the year of the apple blooms. She celebrated the beginning of the blossoms by spending her days in their garden with Gina and Leanie. While she was delighted to be surrounded by apple blossoms, it also seemed to serve as a reminder of how much she despises enjoying beauty while suffering. Maria and her husband Victor had a similar conversation and came to the decision that death was the best course of action. After seeing Maria's suffering, Victor might have felt that he should put an end to it even if it meant killing her. Victor drowned his wife in the bathtub in order for Maria to leave for a world without suffering.